I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. That's part of the question facing a U.S. Supreme Court that sounds divided on the extent of criminal immunity for former presidents.
The case in front of the court is specific to an immunity claim made by former President Trump, but justices know a ruling could extend much further.
We're writing a rule for the ages.
Justice Neil Gorsuch questioned Justice Department Attorney Michael Dreeben about the potential for abuse from federal prosecutors for political motives.
For the most part, I believe that the legal regime and the constitutional regime that we have works, and to alter it poses more risks.
Justices also wrestled with the differences in official acts a president does as part of his job and personal or private actions.
Fox's Jared Halpern in Washington. There's no timetable set for the court's decision. The former president visits a construction site today after President Biden picked up the endorsement of a building trades union group.
The former president was out here in Midtown Manhattan early this morning, greeting and speaking with local union members, construction workers, and a group of supporters. His campaign tells me that the visit was meant to highlight how working men and women across the country, including in the Big Apple, have suffered under the so-called Bidenomics plan.
Fox's Alexis McAdams, the former president, later heading back to court as a New York trial continues on charges of falsifying business records. President Biden is in Syracuse, New York.
My Investing in America agenda has attracted more than $825 billion.
Adding to that, Micron's plan to build computer chip factories with a $6 billion federal boost. New York's highest court overturns the rape conviction of ex-movie producer Harvey Weinstein. Actress Ashley Judd, one of his accusers.
This today is an act of institutional betrayal.
Today's ruling says the judge should not have allowed testimony from accusers who weren't part of the charges. Weinstein remains in prison, though, for a rape conviction in California. America is listening to Fox News.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric. Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes. You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S., over 15 million this year alone, and many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss even when you monitor your credit. If your identity's stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% their first year with my name Clay as the promo code at LifeLock.com.
The former president loses his bid for a new trial in the E.G. and Carroll defamation case.
U.S. District Judge Lewis Kaplan denied the former president's appeal filed based on complaints the awards to Carroll were excessive, and the court made errors by leaving out evidence and by how it instructed the jury. In January, a federal jury decided Carroll's reputation was injured by the former president, awarding her $18.3 million in compensatory damages and $65 million in punitive damages.
Fox's Gernal Scott, the judge declaring the appeal without merit in part, he says, because of the former president's criticism of Carroll and how widely those attacks were spread. Haiti's prime minister clears the way for a new government to form by resigning after months of deadly gang violence. The remaining cabinet picking the finance minister to be interim prime minister, but a transitional council is expected to pick its own interim prime minister. A surge in 911 calls leads to extended wait times in Atlanta, but emergency services officials say it's largely due to calls for non-emergencies.
When the craving for spicy wings hits, it might feel urgent, but it's not exactly a 911-worthy situation. One woman in Atlanta would beg to differ, though. According to police, she recently dialed the emergency line to place an order.
I'm on the street. I was just wondering if somebody could order me some hot wings. Hey, that's not what 911 does.
City officials report that of the 1.3 million calls received by 911 in 2023, only 45,000 were genuine emergencies, and just 900 of those involved shootings or stabbings. Residents are encouraged to think twice before dialing 911, that non-emergencies be directed to 311 instead.
Fox's Matt Murphy. Stocks remain lower an hour to the close. The Dow's down 382. I'm Lisa Brady. This is Fox News.
Good afternoon. I'm Andrea Drake with your local and regional news from the Sierra Radio Network newsroom. Here's what's happening. Starting May 1st, if you live in Lassen, Modoc, and Plumas counties, you will need a dooryard burning permit from CAL FIRE. This regulation aims to enhance safety during residential burning activities. Permits are available online or at the self-service kiosk located at CAL FIRE's Lassen Modoc Unit's headquarters or through CAL FIRE's website. If you can get yours for free by simply watching an educational video and submitting an application. When burning, you will need to have these permits printed, signed, and available or able to be presented electronically upon inspection request. While CAL FIRE permits are typically for those in the state responsibility areas or under CAL FIRE jurisdiction, those who are within local fire department districts in the 3 counties can also apply. However, if you live in Susanville and Alturas, you do need to contact your local fire department for those permits. A reminder, all burning is prohibited within the city of Portola, and burning is only allowed on designated burn days within specific hours set by the local air pollution control district. You can contact your district to confirm those burn days and hours. For more information or to get your permit, you can again visit CAL FIRE's website or contact your respective air pollution control districts. Conservation groups are suing the Plumas Forest Supervisor and U.S. Forest Service over a large-scale community protection logging project. A coalition of community groups, including Feather River Action, the John Muir Project, and the Plumas Forest Project, are challenging the Forest Service's plan to log a significant portion of the Plumas National Forest, valued at $650 million, due to its failure to conduct an environmental impact statement. In September of last year, the project was fast-tracked, receiving emergency authority to phase environmental assessments. The project, as cited by the Forest Service, is intended to protect communities from wildfires, yet it is being criticized for overlooking evidence suggesting that logging can worsen fire risk and harm forest ecosystems. Those named in the lawsuit argue instead of prioritizing alternative strategies like prescribed burns and home hardening measures, the Forest Service has pushed forward with the logging. One member of the Plumas Forest Project, who lost his home in the campfire, argues that these alternative methods are more effective and cost-efficient in protecting communities. Advocates like John Prescuti and Josh Hart, with the other conservation group suing, emphasize the need for a new approach to wildfire management, considering community protection, forest conservation, and climate resilience. The coalition is demanding an immediate halt to the logging project and calls for the Forest Service to reassess its wildfire management strategies to safeguard both communities and the forests. And a bill aiming to address Modoc County Sheriff jailers is gaining momentum, passing off the assembly floor. I'll have more details on this story, though, coming up in more local news on 93 JDX 1240 KSUE.
Dedicated to their customers, committed to the communities they serve, loyal to their service to you. For over 60 years, that is the Ed Staub & Sons promise. Ed Staub & Sons have been serving Northeast California residents and businesses with diesel, dyed diesel, heating oil, propane, kerosene, bulk fuels, lubricants, and oils. Ed Staub & Sons providing quality products and service in meeting Northeast California energy needs. They offer tankless water heaters and propane-powered appliances too, along with Renai heaters. Visit them at edstaub.com.
I'll never get these bills paid. Who has time? I have work, the kids' soccer practice, yoga, and...
Relax. Go to cityofsusanville.net and click I want to, then pay utilities.
Really? Hey, you're right. Done.
I told you it was easy. Cityofsusanville.net not only makes bill paying easy, but has great tips on water conservation and event calendar and info for all city parks and facilities. Next time, remember, cityofsusanville.net.
Spring has sprung, and that means it's time to plan for your summer road trips. With Carlson's Tire Pros by your side, your vehicle will be ready to see the mountains, beaches, and everything in between. With Carlson's Tire Pros' full line of Michelin tires and products, you'll have the peace of mind to hit that road no matter what you drive. Visit in-store in Susanville or online at carlsonstirepros.com. Tire Pros. Love the drive.
We are blessed to live in our beautiful Susanville area. We're also lucky to have a locally owned supermarket dedicated to community with service you know and trust. Susanville Supermarket IGA. Fresh cut meats and vegetables and quality IGA products that help you save even more.
It's the private label sale this week at your IGA. Green leaf lettuce, 99 cents each. Russet potatoes, 10-pound bags, just $2.89. Best Yet or IGA mayo, 30-ounce jars, $3.99. Best Yet or IGA salad dressings. Selected varieties, 2 for $3. Best Yet cheese slices, selected varieties, 2 packages for $6. Best Yet or IGA mac and cheese, 2 boxes for $1. And Best Yet or IGA water, 24 packs, $2.99 plus CRV.
Now offering Instacart. Shopping has never been easier at your hometown IGA. Sign up, shop, check out, and delivered. 7 days a week on Grant Avenue and SusanvilleSupermarket.com. Like them on Facebook. Susanville Supermarket IGA, your hometown proud supermarket.
1211 local news on 93 JDX 1240 KSUE. A bill aimed at addressing Modoc County Sheriff jailers is gaining momentum, passing off the Assembly floor as announced by Assemblywoman Megan Daly. Daly shared earlier this week that AB 2974 will head to the Senate in a bid to amend the penal code to extend the definition of peace officers to include deputy sheriffs employed by Modoc County who are primarily involved in custodial assignments within the county jails. As a result, these deputy sheriffs would gain the authority to act as peace officers, not only within the county, but also throughout the state under the specified circumstances, such as when engaged in their custodial duties or performing other law enforcement tasks during a local state of emergency. Essentially, it would grant them broader law enforcement powers beyond their immediate jurisdiction. Daly emphasized the importance of the proposed bill, saying, by rectifying this disparity, we ensure our local law enforcement officers have the authority they require to protect and serve our communities effectively. The bill also proposes covering custodial officers within 37 counties across Northern California. Western Pacific Railroad Museum brings special motorcar rides commemorating its season opener. The 2024 season is set to kick off on Thursday, May 2nd, welcoming you to explore its exhibits and take you back in time. The museum is located near historic Old Town Portola, open afternoons, Thursdays and Fridays, and all day on the weekends. To mark the beginning of the new season, the museum will offer those special motorcar rides on Sunday, May 5th. The small motor cars are also known as speeder cars or putt-putts and are self-propelled work vehicles that were once abundant on America's railroads. These cars, which have largely been replaced by modern trucks and SUVs equipped with retractable highway wheels for railroad use, were instrumental in facilitating inspections and maintenance along railroad lines. This year, you'll have that rare opportunity to ride the historic motor cars and gain insight into a bygone era of railroading. In addition to the motor car rides, the museum will be offering caboose train rides on Saturdays and Sundays starting Memorial Day weekend. For more information on the Western Pacific Railroad Museum and directions, you can visit wplives.org. And that is what's happening today from your only local news radio, keeping you informed and connected to your communities throughout Lassen, Plumas, and Sierra counties. Now let's take a look at your 3-day northeastern California. Currently 57 degrees outside the studios here in Susanville this afternoon. There is still a slight chance of showers popping up here and there. We should see those highs peaking right around 63 this afternoon. And it's going to stay breezy, winds gusting as high as 25 miles per hour. More showers increase likelihood overnight. We see some snow levels, but mainly in those higher elevations around 6,100 feet. And lows dropping down to about 40. Tomorrow, more showers on tap with the possibility of a thunderstorm by the afternoon. Highs dipping down to about 57 and overnight lows down back near freezing at 34 degrees. But a return to sunny skies by your Saturday. Highs warming back up into the mid to upper 60s. All your weather updates, of course, heard right here throughout your day, as well as while you're on the go through our app, Sierra Daily News. Also found on our website, SierraDailyNews.com, are obituaries provided by Fink's Funeral Home. All new announcements will be heard here each weekday following your news at noon. That will wrap up your Thursday noon news updates. Of course, we'll have more local news coming up on Live at 5 with your hosts, Amanda and Aaron. And just a reminder, if you haven't caught on, something is awesome happening over our weekends in JDX Country. You can join Kix Brooks as host of the country's longest-running weekly countdown, American Country Countdown. You can catch it right here on JDX every weekend, Saturday at 10 a.m. and Sunday afternoon at 2. The show's a lot more than your favorite country. Kix brings along his friends, which you can bet are some of your favorite artists. American Country Countdown, helping make your weekend something special, only right here in JDX Country. From the Sierra Radio Network newsroom, I'm Andrea Drake. Thanks for joining me with your news at noon. Stick around. Your checkup on health is next. Then more of Sierra's Best Country on 93 JDX and Fox Across America. Jimmy Fela over on 1240 KSUE.
Providers and staff at Northeastern Rural Health Clinic would like to remind you to schedule your annual wellness exam. Seeing your medical provider for regular checkups and lab work helps to better manage health problems and even prevent many health problems. Most insurance will be covered for the full cost of the exam. Call today to schedule your annual wellness exam. If you are a patient at Northeastern or Westwood Family Practice and have no insurance, ask about our sliding fee and discount lab programs to see if you qualify. Call Northeastern Health Clinic at 251-5000 to schedule your exam today. That number again is 251-5000. A service of Northeastern Rural Health Clinic, where quality health care is your choice and our commitment.
Check up on health with Chris Whitting. How much does the use of electronic media reduce the amount of sleep your kids get? Dr. Peter Polos, a specialist in sleep medicine at the Sleep Disorder Center of JFK Medical Center in Edison, New Jersey, led a study with some eye-opening results.
It is very prevalent. Adolescents were texting an average of 35 to 36 times per night in the span of 20 minutes to up to 4 hours after supposed lights out. Clearly, you're encroaching upon the sleep time of these children who, for a variety of reasons, probably already have reduced sleep time to begin with via homework or sports or job, and they're now closing in on that by having this at their fingertips, literally at their fingertips.
His advice? Get your kids into good sleep habits when they're young, before they start having greater access to electronic devices. With Checkup on Health, I'm Chris Whitting.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Don't worry, we got you covered. More of Fox Across America coming up on KSUE Susanville.
First one to cut the federal debt by $1,700 billion. $1,700 billion cut. I cut the national debt so far. Over $1,300 billion. $1.7 trillion. Let me say that again. $1.7 trillion. Lower the federal debt. I cut the deficit. $1.7 trillion. Cut the debt. $1.7 trillion. Cut the federal deficit by another $1.5 trillion. Just a year. The biggest decline in a single year ever in American history.
Everything he just said to you, everything he just said to you was a lie. Correctamundo. Everything. Every single word he just said. But that's who the guy is. So you've got this faction of Biden's brain that's delusional and tells you his uncle got eaten by cannibals.
Then you've got the one that's too stupid to avoid the stage direction and the teleprompter. Then you've got the guy that's just a, like a sociopath, like a lying sociopath. And that's something I've played you a million times that follows him all the way back to the 80s.
I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship. Went back to law school and, in fact, ended up in the top half of my class. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from